Wearables and Web Applications, presenting by Brenda, Yuliu, and me, Hani Hausawi. I will start talking about what are the wearables. They are smart electronic devices that can be worn on the body as implants or accessories. For example, wearable devices can do activity trackers and they are good example of Internet of Things, since things such as electronics, software, sensors, and connectivity are factors that enable objects to exchange data through Internet into web applications with manufacturers, operators, and other connected devices without requiring human interventions. These wearables also started as smartwatch and activity trackers. On these days, wearable technology is being incorporated into many navigation devices, advanced textile, and healthcare needs. On the other hand, I will try to talk about the history of wearable technology, that they are related to both ubiquitous computing and development of wearable computers. The history and development of wearable technology. Pioneers have attempted to enhance or extend a functionality of clothing or to create wearables as accessories that can be able to provide users with souvenirs, like the recording of activity, typical by of a small wearable or portable personal technology. So tracking information like movement, steps, and heart rate is part of quantified self-movement. The origin of wearable technology are influenced by both of these responses to vision of ubiquitous computing. One early piece of widely adopted wearable technology was the calculator watch, which was introduced in 1980s. And the other example of the early wearable technology was the hearing aid. Usage of wearables. Whether for personal or business use, wearable technology gadgets are primarily used for any one of the following functions. As a treatment for hearing aid, could be for fitness trackers, maybe for sport trackers, could be for navigation tools, or maybe for media devices, or could be for communication gadgets, could be also for synchronizing data and communication from other gadgets, maybe for specifying health issues monitoring, such as stress management, or maybe for remote treatment of speed and voice disorders such as those in patients with Parkinson's diseases. So wearable technology has great benefit in our near futures. The first benefit, wearable devices are rapidly advancing in terms of technology, functionality, and size with more real-time web applications. Second benefit, smartwatches are a second high-profit sector, and while wearable devices have been around for years, they have only started gaining mass market attention with introduction of new model by Samsung and later by Apple. Third benefit, in healthcare, wearables have long been used, for example, in hearing aid and in detecting health disorders such as sleep apnea. Fourth benefit, in professional sports, wearable technology has application in monitoring and real-time feedback for athletes, such as GPS can be used for measuring athletes' energy expenditure and movement pattern. So, all of these wearable benefits can be connected through Internet web applications. The relationship between wearables and web applications. The rise of wearable technology means web builders need to be worn for the way people viewing content. So, the first point of relationship, one of the most trend words these days are wearable technologies. The improvement in this technology field is the only reason why those wearables from science fiction movies are quickly being an essential part of our daily lives. Wearable technology is everywhere whether it is the healthcare sector or the entertainment industry. Surely, it greatly influences in the technology sphere. Wearable technology is actively playing a significant role in a plenty of other sectors as well. In a plenty of ways, they affect businesses as well. And in the web designing field, also receive different experience on web application due to appearance of wearable technologies. The second point, the era of wearable technology responsiveness is the least necessity for web design. Earlier, computer screens were the only place where one could view websites on the internet. So websites were created in only a single size. But with the advent of responsive design, that has greatly changed now. The surface of web applications and wearable technology ensures the complete use of responsiveness. For example, websites are now connected with an intention to fit into various types of web applications at wearables such as watches or mobile for Google tools. So, responsibly creating them definitely make them aligned to the web applications for wearable technology. Third point, wearable technology provide information fast. For example, in the hectic world, in the hectic world that we live in now, it is critical for everyone individual to be more informed. Wearable yield better chance of making something influenced by its web applications. Another thing, the information through web application need to be with the person right at the moment. So real-time information is necessary, and that's something wearable technology help an individual with. I will keep the next slide now for my friend you.
Hello everyone, my name is Yu. For now, I'm gonna talk about the advantages of wearables. If you think about billions of devices or more wearable tech, around 83% of experts believe that the Internet of Things will have beneficial effects on the everyday lives of the public by 2025. So, the implications and benefits of wearable technology are immense and can impact several domains, like fitness, healthcare, fashion, education, disabilities, media, transportation, gaming, music, tourism, and finance. But we expect more wearables in the next decade to come. This is likely to happen as 82% of wearable technology users in the USA today said wearables enhanced their lives in one way or another. First of all, the wearable equipment improves personal safety. For example, there are probably hundreds of Kickstarter campaigns aimed at improving the personal safety, that one of which is the WearSafe, a Kickstarter project that's on a mission to save lives. Connect with the press of wearable button, keeping us safer wherever we are and more secure in whatever we are doing. WearSafe can be activated using either a supported smartwatch or a tag as a discrete, and we can pair seamlessly with our smartphone from up to 165 feet away. Once we activated, WearSafe continuously play critical information like location, speed of travel, and audio collected from your smartphone. So our network can instantly provide life-saving information to the first responders. The second one is health and fitness tracking. For example, Fitbit's Charge and Jawbone UB2 are two of the leading fitness trackers in 2015. Fitbit comes with a OLED screen and show of our daily state as well as the caller ID from our smartphone. The Jawbone also does strong activity targeting, sleep monitoring, and smart alarm. That was a survey said that the 33% of respondents who said they would use a fitness monitor would like this, especially if it provides information to a healthcare provider. Aside from armbands, There's also an earphone that can provide real-time heart monitoring and track metabolic rate. The third one is about connectivity at its best. For example, a smart ring can alert us with incoming and outgoing calls, SMS, and emails. The technology can also help us locate our phones. It sounds new, but in case we didn't know exactly from the kind's history, there was a smart ring has been around since the Qing dynasty era. This is the last imperial dynasty of China. It came first because before the calculator watch, the ring the ring features in counting numbers in the smartest ring at that time. With the many possible grades used for the wearable technology, one can only imagine that the endless possibility of its benefits. The last one is hand-free and portable. Most of wearable tech today allow us to do the hands-free and portable, the eliminating the need to take our device out of your pocket. So in terms of flexibility, wearables allow us to connect to our smart device, transmitting this information to them and allowing us to view it at later times, as well as in the moment. This can help us with setting goals and tracking our progress toward them. I also need to talk about the disadvantage of wearables. For a long time, wearable tech has been little more than intriguing concept. We have augmenting our bodies with various equipments, using watch to tell time and glasses to protect our eyes. And we have wearable technologies that can turn the virtual world into real reality. Also, there are other wearables that can detect our health condition and guide us through the measures we need to take to stay healthy. We are becoming increasingly dependent on this, and despite of all the features, we need to begin thinking of taking it a bit farther. So there are also many negative aspects of wearable tech. First of all, I think it is wearables have an average of fairly short battery life. Most notably, the size of most wearable devices and their limited battery capacity afford means they can be both tricky to use and unreliable. Just imagine a screen, a piece of wearable technology that provides fantastic business benefits, but which needs charging every several hours or frequently used. It simply wouldn't cut it within a business organization. Another point of some wearable device, like the Fitbit trackers, it can keep for several days, but some of the more advanced wearables, like the Apple Watch, it will only keep for one day. For some, it can be trouble to remember to regularly remove our wearable to charge it. So, because of it, a number of developers are looking into the possibility of wireless charging option that would eliminate the need to remove the device every single day. The second one is wearables have been reported to measure data inaccurately on auction. This can be especially dangerous when measuring data like heart rate for individuals with heart condition. This false reading could lead to more big issue and like future health problem. The third one is wearable technology can be a distraction in the workplace. Just like smartphone, wearable technology offers up plenty of distractions. For example, a smartwatch is a surely cool piece of kit, and the many features included by manufacturers. An increasing number of updates means there's always something new to play with. Their size also can be a particular issue as well, because most wearable tech is pretty small, and the small stuff is easy to play with discreetly. But there is a question that we need to think about. Do you really want your employees to be tweeting the digital Chrome on their Apple Watches or any other wearables when they should be paying attention during the work time? The last one is wearable are not cheap and not standalone. Mm, Almost all the wearables are not cheap in the entire marketplace. They cannot stand alone. Usually, the wearables need more products or accessories to support them, which means that people have to cost more for wearables. For now, I'm gonna switch to next speaker, Brenda. He will talk more about wearable equipment and its web application.
Hello, my name is Brenda. I'm going to talk about the security concern. As the slide showed, in 2015 there were 232 million wearable devices were sold. As this circumstance, those wearable devices represent some appealing opportunities for business to increase efficiency and gather data. But in the rush to win market share, security concerns are taking a backseat for many manufacturers and app developers. There are some important security concerns. First of all, that the lack of encryption on many wearable devices causes very serious issue that data in transit, when it is being synchronized and with data being stored on manufacturers or device, the service providers cloud servers. Some third-party app neglect basic security stand and send or store information that is not encrypted. The kind of data that is automatically being collected by variables is very valuable to the right people. Another issue is no regulation or compliance. Because many of the security issues around wearables really have to be addressed by manufacturers. The issue of whether they will self-regulate or be bound by government regulations is an important one. In either case, companies suffering a data breach that breaks the compliance or regulatory requirements for their specific industry will not be able to uh, shift the blame onto wearables. They will still be held fully accountable in ignorance of wearable device security, and the manufacturers or third-party app policy is no defense. The next is patching and vulnerabilities. As wearable devices become more common, they will also become bigger target for hackers. The same principle that apply to keeping the software on our laptop, desktop, smartphones, and tablet fully patched and up to date to avoid the latest vulnerabilities also apply to wearables. But there is a lack of incentive and the policy to capture this issue right now. The next is insecure wireless connectivity. The fact that the wearable device tend to connect to our smartphone or tablet wirelessly using protocols such as Bluetooth, NFC, and Wi-Fi create another potential point of entry. We may have Bluetooth on our smartphone turned on all the time now so we can synchronize with the wearable. But the question is, what else could be connected? Many of these wireless communications are inefficiently secure to guard against a determined brute force attack. The last is easy access to data. The fact that about wearables store data on the local devices without encryptions. So this is really real issue. This is often no PIN or password protection, no biometric security, and no user authentication required to access data on a wearable. If it falls into the wrong hands, there is a risk that sensitive data could be accessed by very easy. The last thing we are going to talk about is filter. The filter about wireless. So now we can track our activities, make a calendar appointment, and even them the letter by using those smart devices. But I think it will play more important role in health industry by introducing new sensing abilities and combining existing technologies into smaller packages. Wearable devices can address the needs of a variety of activity and move the interruption of the data from the user to the software behind the device. For example, devices like TempTrack and FeverScott that they link a wireless temperature sensor sticker with a phone-based app to allow remote temperature measurement over time without disturbing the patient. Another great example, the module HW, is another expand of ability of doctors to gain valuable information directly from their patient's life. So this is our variable presentation. Thank you for listening.